Hello everyone, and welcome to EDUC 577, Introduction to Educational Research. My name is Dr. Nora El-Bilawi, and I'm going to be your professor for this course this semester, Spring 2018. I am looking forward to a great semester together. We are going to learn something very interesting and exciting. If you like to read research papers and if you like to understand how people think about problems and go ahead and venture to research it, then you'll find this course as something interesting. And I'm sure it's going to target your many interesting questions as well. So we are going to venture into understanding briefly what is scientific research. And as the course title is, it's an introduction, so we're not going to dig really deep, but this course is going to give us an overview of everything about research. We're not going to take one section, but we're going to discuss everything. And when you go to the action research class, you're probably going to target a specific one or a specific design from what you have learned in the introductory class. Basically think about, you want to write a proposal of a research. You are not going to find results of data or collect data, but you are going to be trained to understand how can you think of a problem, make a question, state why this problem is important, collect data, write a methodology section of how you think you want to collect this data for your research, and then a conclusion. No data will be collected and no analysis, but we just want to learn about how to write all of that and what are the different kinds of research and the different kinds of designs under each type. That's an overview quickly of what does that mean. I hope you got a chance to read my introduction on Blackboard. And I don't want to repeat myself again, but you'll get to know me more, and I'm going to refer to anything that has to do with me whenever we get to do any of them. Course discussion and lectures. And I saw a few of you, 5 or so, posted already their introductions. Skimmed through it real quickly, saw the beautiful pictures of you guys, and I'm going to read more and learn more about you and take notes, because I would like to target the lectures for your own areas and get to know more about you. And I'm hoping through reading your research I'll get to know more about your interests as well. So if you haven't posted an introduction for yourself yet, please go ahead, read my introduction and read your colleagues' introductions to get to know them more. And the pictures are really helpful to get to have a picture of a face whenever we're doing the discussions. And if we met, and I'm going to discuss this in a few minutes, you get to know each other more. So please go ahead and post your introductions with a picture or maybe a video of yourself introducing yourself. Up to you. Some people feel awkward to talk in a video, and some would like to just share the picture. That's up to you, but just something to relate face with name. So this week we're basically doing this, introducing each other, and I'm going to introduce to you the syllabus right now. I'll introduce to you the Blackboard page and how to maneuver around it and how to understand the design of the course in relation to the design of the assignments. So this is basically you're digesting everything in that sense for this week. And then we'll start the content discussion starting next week on Tuesday. So take this week to familiarize yourself with your colleagues, familiarize yourself with the reading, and familiarize yourself with Blackboard. All right. So what I had just explained here is the course description, basically, and there's no prerequisites, as you can see. It's basically introducing you to research to prep you for your action research exit class for your master's. This is the book. Please make sure that you have it by now. And this is the vision and mission of the education department with the course objectives. What is it that I want to have you being able to do by the end of this course? I'm not going to waste your time reading this for you right now, but you can read it. Please do go ahead, and that's part of the prepping this week, is to familiarize yourself with the syllabus and read everything on the expectations, the objectives. These are the standards that are aligned with the assignments and the course content, just to make sure that where you are and why you're learning this. These are the standards that we're following in designing the course. Now in here, this is an explanation of grades, and together with the standards of each assignment, you have three important things in or deliverables, if you may say, for this course. The first one is attendance and participation, and it's the most important section, as you can see, together with your final, because in the participation and attendance, you really have to participate in all the discussion board posts. Some of the discussion boards have actually important layout designs of the research content that we're going to be discussing. So, and I called them explorations, because you're going to explore writing one design that we studied. We're going to read about the design, discuss the design, have lectures on it, and then you're going to explore writing it on the discussion board on Blackboard. And the reason I did it on the discussion board, because many of the feedback that I got is that students want to explore first before they feel that they're writing an actual paper, and they wanted each other's feedback, and they wanted my feedback without feeling that it's an actual official paper. So we're going to do it as a discussion experimentation of writing, and we give each other feedback. I give a feedback, so it will be part of your participation. Attendance, you'll have to be there every week. Show that you read, show off in your posts, and give feedback to your colleagues. And these are the standards that match with these requests, and this is your grade, 35 points, and it's an ongoing thing from the very beginning of the semester until the end. Every week you're attending by participating in the discussions, and by showing that you did the readings and the assignments required or the discussions required. So attendance and participation is graded through your Blackboard participation in the discussion board, and I'm going to show you that on Blackboard. The second assignment is articles reviews. After finishing every content or module, you are going to review an article that matches with the design that we discussed. And you're going to follow specific guidelines of how you're going to review this article. And I have these guidelines at the end of the syllabus. You're going to see it in a minute. And these are the due dates that are already posted in your course schedule. The final paper is a research proposal, where you're actually taking accumulation of everything we've done here and putting it together to have this final paper. So this final paper or this research proposal is something that is you're not writing it from scratch. It's a cumulative pieces. It's like pieces of puzzles that you've been working on throughout the semester, and you're putting all the pieces of puzzle together to submit this final proposal. You'll understand more when I get to it in a minute, and you'll understand more through the steps in the process. That's the grading map of the score number with the letter grade. Here is an overview, brief explanation of all the assignments that I have just explained to you. And you're going to find detailed explanation of each one at the very end of the syllabus after the course schedule. Again, this is the honor code of the college and the department, and attendance expectation that I had just explained. And our week starts every Tuesday and ends Mondays. So we start on Tuesday, and you have the durability. It's an asynchronous online course, so I don't want you to be live in a specific time, but at your convenience, you are working from Tuesday all the way until Monday on the content that you're reading. Submit on discussion board and submit if there is any assignment on Monday. I know that all of us are busy professionals who are working every day from 9 to 5, and I know that we have families, but the key point here is to balance all of that. And since you decided to take this class and decided to do your master's, so I want to see this dedication in managing your time and understanding the fact that yes, you have the leisure of time in that week duration. However, you still have to be on top of it. And I don't want you to feel that I'm pushing you to finish things on specific time, but I want you to make sure that you don't wait until the last minute on Monday to write a paper or to submit a big part or piece in discussion board, because when we start doing something, our questions start to raise and you want to ask questions, and at the deadline time, it's really you're pressuring yourself and feeling the stress of trying to finish something, but you still don't have time to ask question, and you might ask me a question at night on Monday night, and I might not be able to get to you on that minute. So please make sure that you balance your week. Take a piece every day until the end of the week. Don't cluster everything at the last minute. But again, I mean, you're adults. You know how to plan your time. I'm just giving you tips from what I've seen before in previous semesters. And we'll do our best to do this. And I understand that you're busy, but I just don't want you to feel that you can give permission for yourself not doing things because you're busy. You took it on yourself to do this master, so you're dedicated to do your work. Now, if you have an emergency, please make sure that you communicate this with me, and I will do my best to accommodate you. If you know ahead of time that you're going to have a problem with one of the assignments to submit it on time, again, please make sure that you discuss this with me ahead of time. Now, if you did not give me a heads up at all about your emergency or about your ahead of time plans, and I suddenly don't see your paper submitted submit it on time, okay, wait a couple of days and you're still there, this will be something that will cause subtraction of your grade, definitely. But if we communicate this ahead of time and you discuss it with me, then you will not, based on the situation, of course, you'll be accommodated. If there wasn't an emergency, you just can't finish on time due to lack of planning or extra work that you couldn't get to this assignment, I'll extend the time for you, but I'll have to subtract, because to be fair with others who did the priority and made the priority to finish their papers on time, it will not be fair to give you full credit just because you couldn't finish it because you didn't have time. So we'll discuss that. Just make sure that you keep the communication on. I'm always available on my email at any time. You can email me and I'll get back to you at my earliest, and usually it's prompt enough. You can definitely schedule an appointment to speak with me on the phone. We can schedule time and I'll try to accommodate, because I know that you're working. We can either do that during your lunch or break hour, or we can speak after hours. And if I'm not in my office, I'll give you my personal phone and we can speak at any time at your convenience. You have my office hours in the syllabus. However, they're daytime office hours. I know that this probably doesn't make sense because you are working during the day. Hence, you can either schedule an appointment with me in the after hours, and usually the maximum I can do is around 4, because I drive an hour back home and I have to be there by 5:30 for my children. However, because I know the situation that you might have questions that you want to discuss with me, I have this designed on our schedule. What I did is, and I'm going to explain it to you in a minute when I get to it, to the course schedule, but I provided you with meetings 4 times face-to-face in order to accommodate your time, and I plan to stay longer hours for you on these 4 days, just to assist with any extra questions, and face-to-face communication is always helpful sometimes. All right, so we finished with this part. Let's go to the course overview, and through the course overview you're going to understand more what I have just discussed about the assignments and the modules and everything. So this week, which is this week here, we are just introducing the course, the framework and everything, and then you're going to introduce yourself. I posted the framework of the course on Blackboard, but from our discussion here of the course overview, understand it again and understand what is expected in this course. So starting from next week, we're going to start with Module 1, which is the first step. If you think of a research, I want you to think of 3 sections. A research paper, think about 3 sections. The first section is when you tell me about the problem that you are interested to research, or that you are interested in or you are discussing in this research. And then the questions that you are planning to collect data to answer. And then what is the literature there in the field that discusses the different literature that discusses the topic that you picked. Okay, so that's section 1. I want you to think about it this way, and that's what we're going to discuss in module 1. You are going to have a reflection for your first discussion. You're going to reflect on the readings of chapter 1 and chapter 4 to tell me what you've understood about scientific research and the ethics and characteristics of any kind of research. So that's your first participation on discussion board. And then the next week from that module, we're going to talk about research problem. What is the research problem? And you're going to tell me what is a problem that you're interested in from your understanding of how to state a problem from the lectures and the readings. And you're going to design or introduce 2 questions or 1 question that you would like to research, that your research answers. So this will be in the discussion board, and this will be our first exploration. Okay, that's one of the core elements of the first section in a research. Statement of the problem and the questions. You're going to post them, and I'm going to have samples on Blackboard on a file called samples under content area. That's where you can find all of the samples for you, just to make sure that you're on the right track. Okay, so you're going to post your writing of your research and your statement of the problem. And of course, after we finish discussing this in the lecture and in the readings, you're going to be ready for that. These are the points, grade points, that you're getting from each post. And as you can see, if it's an exploration post on discussion board, it's valued with more points because it's a core writing of a core content of one of the sections in your research paper, if that makes sense. But if it's only a regular discussion, then it's worth less points. In the week 3 of module 1, I'm going to explore with you how to find literature using the web and using Hood database. And we're going to do that through a lecture and through that screen shot that you see here right now in the video. So I'm going to show you that. I'm going to explore to you how to find a research, and then what you're going to, and then discuss with you how to write that literature review. And you're going to pick articles and that are related to your content or the problem or the questions that you picked, and you're going to submit this under discussion board. And of course it's 4 points because it's another exploration number 2. By the end of module 1 right here, you have your section 1 of your research paper. You're going to have your research questions, your statement of the problem, and the literature review. So if you can notice here, every week through every module, you are building a piece of the puzzle in each section of the research paper. Okay, I hope that's making sense, more sense right now. So now we're done with module 1, which is the section 1 of any research paper. I wanted to have a face-to-face meeting with you, and again, it's optional because I understand that many of you like the convenience of the online class and want to keep it online, but some of you still think that you want to see me, you want to discuss something with me, you want to make sure that you understand that module or whatever. So before Thursday, maybe Wednesday, I'll have a count of how many of you are deciding to come. If no one's coming and everyone feels comfortable and you don't have any questions, then you can just go ahead and post your reflection on Blackboard and what you've understood from Module 1, and we can do a virtual discussion there on Blackboard. But if 1 or 3 or 5 of you want to come on that day, then I'm going to wait for you. We'll decide on the time, probably 4:30 until you're able to drive here, and we can sit together either an hour, less, more, I don't know. It depends on your questions and on our discussion. Okay? So regardless if you're coming or not, you're still posting your reflection on Blackboard as an attendance and participation on Blackboard that day. But if you want to hold on to this, not that day, but on Monday, which is the 19th. But on Thursday, if you're not sure, you want to come and discuss with me before you post your reflection, that's fine. So the red color here is the face-to-face optional meetings. Okay, now we're ready to start with Module 2, and we're going to start with the design, the research design and the research analysis. Okay, number 1 research, the first design that we're going to discuss is qualitative research design. We're going to discuss the different types of qualitative research which come under this design, and how to do the data analysis of a qualitative research. On the post for this, you're going to look at the terminology that we use typically in the wording and narrative of a qualitative research. Find that and post it however you want to post it, either in a graphic organizer, in a table, a list, bulleted points, however you want it to be. And then after we finish our qualitative research, you're going to, which are these 2 weeks with the readings, you're going to find research paper that is qualitative. Find a qualitative research, basically. Anyone that you like, and maybe you want to have something that is close to your topic. And find that, read it, and you're going to follow the guidelines that you'll find on at the very end after the course schedule here. You're going to follow the guidelines to write your review, your analysis of this research. What did you see in this research? And basically, this is like a practice for you to have a critical eye on the design, the layout of a qualitative design, and the language that a qualitative design uses. It's a way and a good example for you to see it, read it, and then review it with the general parts of it. Again, once we're done with qualitative research, I give you the option to meet with me. If you felt that the lectures, the videos, the discussions, and reading the article were still confusing for you for any reason, and you still want to meet with me before you write a content, because you're going to, in exploration number 3 under discussion board, you're going to explore or experiment writing qualitative methodology. You'll use the design from here: ethnography, case study, grounded theory, historical, and of course we finished discussing all of that, so you should understand by then what is the meaning of each one and what are the elements of the design for each one of these. So you're going to pick one of these and write down using your topic. Explore writing one of these using your topic with the analysis part. And of course, when we get to it, I don't want you to get overwhelmed, but you're going to practice something we did, we learned here. If you felt for any reason that you're not ready for this, you can come and meet me, or we can come, all of us, and meet on that optional day. So that's another optional day on a Wednesday. I'm going to raise a vote. Who wants to come? You let me know and we'll do the same drill. In here, we don't have class, it's spring semester break, and then we start number 2 of our module 2, which is quantitative research. We're going to explore the different types of a quantitative design. Again, you're going to list for me the key terminology and the narratives that you use in a quantitative research from the readings. And then here you're going to find a quantitative research, again, to review. You follow the guidelines and basically to make sure that you can find that you can understand and how a quantitative research looks like. Before exploration number 4, when you are actually exploring or experimenting, writing a quantitative methodology based on what we've learned, if you want to meet with me on a Thursday, you can come. It's optional. If you feel comfortable, go ahead. You're going to post it to be due on Monday the 9th. Okay, then number 3, that's the third design, which is mixed method. How to mix a quantitative and a qualitative research, and why do some researchers prefer to mix both designs and methods in a research. You'll review a research method, same assignments here, and you're going to post it. And then in here, it's another optional meeting to discuss with me if you feel that you're not ready, because this is the module 3, which is preparing to write the proposal, which is basically putting the first section, module 1, the problem, the questions, the literature. And then section 2, which is the methodology, you're going to pick one of the explorations that you wrote, and you're going to, and one of the types of designs, qualitative, which kind of qualitative that you picked, or quantitative, if you like quantitative more, pick from module 2, and you're going to put it. And then the last one will be the conclusion, which is reflecting on everything. So your research proposal is accumulation of everything you've done previously and already written previously, but you're putting it together based on the choice that you think it's best matching with your research problem and questions. Here are the breakdowns, a breakdown of each assignment and rubric, each assignment and rubric. The proposal should be submitted under chalk and wire, but every other assignment is submitted under the assignment tab on Blackboard. In another video, I'm going to explain to you and explore together Blackboard and show you the different tabs. All right, see you in the next video.